everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Fourtress of, a podcast about movies, TV shows, video games, and lots of pop culture nerd things. My name is Oscar. I'll be one of your hosts today, and with me, per usual, we got Devin, also known as the Brains and Mr. Nowhere.
Woo-woo.
It's just Devin. It's me and Devin. We're here hanging out, you know?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. This is actually not per usual. This is probably a mini-sode for the ages. We haven't done this since Rings of Power.
So. Yeah, this is back to some Fourtress Finest days, man. It's been a minute.
There you go.
Yeah, listeners, just me and Devin this week. Alex and Brian were busy. Brian having some fun festivities over for himself. And so me and Devin, depending on how long this goes, but I would imagine so, this is going to be a little bit of a mini-sode, but it should be a little fun one because it's actually something we both have watched. So this should be fun.
Yeah, we're the only ones with the dedication or the stupidity to finish the show that we finished.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. We'll get to it, though. But first, Devin, as usual, we have to get to our first segment of the week. Shall we do that?
Oh, let's do it.
News talk. Alrighty then. First piece of news. Devin, remember how that X-Men 97 animated series is about to come out in like 2 days? Well, this past week in the news, THR reported that the showrunner and executive producer Bo DeMaio was just fired. Marvel just fired. Like right before this is going to come out, they were prepping for to do interviews and go to the premiere of the X-Men show and everything, and now that's not happening. And a lot of people are wondering. This wasn't his first thing with Marvel. He worked on Moon Knight. He apparently did some script stuff for the Blade movie that's never going to come out. But very interesting. No one seems to know exactly why. I'm sure something will come out, or it never will. Who knows? But it is a little weird considering this. I'm assuming good. I'm hoping it's going to be good.
Right.
Show is about to come out.
The timing is very odd, considering that it's like all the work he was going to do is mostly done. So I feel like it can't be creative differences. Well, I mean, I guess it might depend on what you know more than me, but I was going to say, let's put it to a multiple choice guess. Could it be A, creative differences? B, allegations of some kind?
Yeah, of some kind. Yeah, that's definitely an option. Or said something not great on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, see, like the God, what was that Blizzard when they were drinking the breast milk from from mothers.
That's a very specific option, but should always be on the table at this point.
It might need to be on the table. Well, it's not video games, it's movies, I guess. So. But anyway, can't rule out any of them.
Can't rule any of them out. Yeah, it is weird timing because also apparently he also had already finished writing the episodes of season 2 of this X-Men show.
Right.
So that's interesting. Yeah, really weird. I maybe again we might get some news coming out in the next couple days or a week or whatever. But I don't know. Who knows? Interesting. Weird timing. That's all I'll say. Still looking forward to that show though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you gonna watch it? I think I might.
I'm probably going to watch it. I'm probably gonna check it out and see how it is. And then the nostalgia of the theme song will be the only thing to draw me in.
Is it gonna be weekly release or is it just like all at once?
I don't know.
It's on Disney. It might be week to week.
It might be week to week, but it's also like an animated thing, so they might just drop the whole thing. I don't know. They might pull an Echo with it. Who knows?
Yeah, I feel like they.
But I don't know. I would love for it to be week to week because I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was attempting to watch, like I told you guys, I was attempting to watch the entire original X-Men series leading up to this. I got 2 episodes in and then had no time for it.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that.
I didn't watch any of them.
Nah.
I was like, wow, that month flew by. Oh, well. Anyways, luckily, I just watched a video. Marvel put out a video, like a 2.5-minute video that was like a previously on X-Men. I was like, oh, sweet. I got all the highlights. What's great? Golden. There we go.
That's what we need.
Love it.
Yeah, love a good recap video in between seasons.
All right. Next piece of news. This is a weird one. Patty Jenkins, director of Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 1984, both beloved. Remember way back when she was going to do that Star Wars Rogue Squadron movie and then it got canceled because she was going to do Wonder Woman 3, but then Wonder Woman 3 got canceled. Yeah. And now apparently, since Wonder Woman 3 got canceled, she might be doing Star Wars again, which I think is a big maybe. This is still a huge maybe because I don't trust anything. Why?
True.
What's the point? I don't want to hear anything about this unless it's actually coming out.
Yeah. Kind of like wait till we hear it a little bit more. But I mean, still, I think it would be great if they could do it. I think it'd be really fun. At Rogue Squadron, like we haven't really had enough Starfighter battles since Rogue One. So
yeah, and that was great.
I would love to see it. I'd love to see a movie or TV show with that being the focus. Probably, honestly, a movie I think would be fine. But
I would say movie just for the effects wise. I don't want no Netflix level shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh man, get the team who did the space battle in Rogue One to choreograph the fights. That would be so sick.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Please.
That'd be so good.
Would love to see it. If it does happen, this movie won't be coming out for 5 years.
They got to keep us. Disney's right now. You know, they got to keep us around. Right. Give me a reason to not cancel Disney Plus because they've been taking some L's recently.
Let's move on to the next piece of news, which is 1L, not Disney film related, but definitely Star Wars related. Star Wars Battlefront, the Classic Collection, Battlefront 1 and 2, the old classic games from the PS2 era. That collection came out,
dude,
and it was an absolute shit show.
Yeah, it's a mess. I've seen so many things about this, like. And I was like front line, man. Like I've been on.
You were so excited.
A Battlefront memes Facebook group for like a decade now. Okay, and we've been posting. I mean, I never posted. Yeah, I'm a lurker, but like people be so excited about this, and it's just a clusterfuck. I mean, they have 3 servers, I think, for all the people that want to play this game. So not only can you not play, but then apparently I didn't know this because I never played online, but like. You know, when you play with the bots, 100 can take you a while, right? But apparently in a multiplayer, those games will be so quick because it's 16v16, right? Like it's real people. So the kills, they just get kills faster. So apparently people said like when they do LAN parties back in the day, I never had the chance to do that, but like they would increase the limit. So it would make a game actually worth playing.
Right.
And they just haven't done that yet. But like, I mean, I don't know. So it takes forever to get to the game, and then once you get in, it only lasts 2-3 minutes, and then you get disconnected a lot, and like apparently it's super laggy. I've seen how like they said that they weren't using this one modder's like a mod that they had used like for online stuff, and apparently they kind of copied it, even though they said they wouldn't.
Yeah,
I mean all kinds of stuff. I don't even know if you've seen different information out there.
Yeah, I remember when the DICE came out with those new Battlefront games, the newer ones. They also had shit show launches, and it's just like, why is this franchise cursed at this point? I'm like, I don't get it how this happened.
It's so
and now it's just happening with every game.
Oh god, but it's so fun. It's such a good concept for a game,
and it's gonna be sad because like this game should have been a huge success. Clearly, look at the amount of people that wanted to play it.
Here's another thing. I think it's a cash grab. I think there's something wrong, right? But like, you know, and maybe I guess we'll see depending on how much they put in to fix it. And because like I want to download this game, I want to play online, right? I never had a chance to play OG Battlefront online. I've been playing with the bots for years. But here's the thing: I have both Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2, the OG, not the DICE version, on my Xbox One. Number 1 is 3 gigabytes. Number 2 is 4 gigabytes. That is a total. If you can do better math than me, 7 gigs total. Okay, the download size for this one is 57 gigs, and they didn't even upload. They didn't change the graphics or anything. What the fuck is in there?
I don't get it. I don't.
What did you put in
a better game?
How is it 57 gigs bigger? That doesn't make any sense.
That's atrocious.
I don't understand.
That's absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
And it's $35, and like normally $35 wouldn't be that bad, but don't buy this. No one should buy this at this point. Like, look, if they do put the effort to fix it, this could be a great game to play in a month or 2. But right now it's unplayable. Even if you could get into it, it's unplayable.
They need more betas. You know, we need more beta launches again. Remember the days of like Xbox 360, like there'd be like a beta for Halo 3, right? And so you get like a disc with like Game Informer or something, or a download or whatever. And you get like one weekend where you could play multiplayer before the game launches, right? And then they would work out the kinks first, right? And there'd be some issues and they'd figure it out, whatever. And then when the game dropped, it was actually a complete game. Whereas now it feels like it's okay if it sucks when it launches, like just get it out there, right? But then gaming fandom is so toxic that like it'll kill the game, because like what should be a very fun and like wholesome and like, you know, could make you a lot more money is if people actually stayed excited about it. Now everybody's just like, this is a terrible shit show. Like I think No Man's Sky, right?
Yeah.
Launched as such a bad thing. I think it still has a bad reputation, even though now I've heard it's an incredible game now, and it's what they promised.
Yeah, so that one somehow got past it. Somehow, but it's the only one.
True, but it's just like, why launch it if it's not ready?
I mean, we shouldn't be surprised by this. We live in an era where games come out incomplete. Even not just multiplayer games, single player games. They come out incomplete, and the developer's like, we'll just patch it in the first day or in a couple weeks. And it's just like, we have to not accept it. We can't. It's just, it sucks. No, not gonna lie. It must sound like an old fart, but like, that was back in the era where you went to the store, you got a game, you put the disc in, and that was it. If it was broken, that's all you had. But if it worked, then you gotta work it. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a weird world we live in.
Yeah, agreed.
Sad and very disappointing.
Very disappointing.
Real bit of a bummer, man. And I do hope they fix it. Because I would love to go back and play that. You know?
Exactly. I would love to play it. I've always wondered what it would be like online, but it doesn't look like it's ready yet.
We'll see. But all right, Devin, that's it for that piece of news. But to continue, we have to hop into the trailer park. So let's go do that.
Mob's Pacetti.
Oh yeah, Brian's not here.
Chemical Pond.
All right. All righty, listeners, the trailer park. Our first trailer of the week is for The Crow, the remake of I think it came out in 1994, so it's been 30 years to the year since the original, starring Brandon Lee, his tragic death and last film. They finished it after his death with some funky editing and body doubles and whatnot. Bill Skarsgård starring as the Crow. I'm not a big fan of his look. Obviously, I like the classic long hair, gothy look to it, you know. Obviously they're gonna take a different kind of look to it. It's fine. It looks better in motion than it does in a still image. But I would say like the one thing it does have going for it is it's violent. It looks gory and violent as hell. They definitely went for it in one aspect, and so props for them for that. You know.
Yeah.
Will it be good? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not super attached to The Crow. Personally,
yeah.
Funny enough, watching this trailer made me want to go back and watch the original movie, though.
See, I've never actually I've seen parts of the original, but I've never seen. But it's kind of like a cult classic, right?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Curious to remake a movie because it feels like if somebody dies on set, or like, you know, there's certain movies that are kind of like or not cursed, but just like maybe just maybe just let the original have it.
Let it lie.
Somebody died for this art, so it's like it's kind of odd to me to reboot it. But I don't know. Maybe they're doing it to like honor, or you know, maybe they're doing it in a tasteful way. But
I would guarantee that now that you said it, they're gonna have some kind of like in memory of Brandon Lee somewhere in the credits. Maybe, I don't know.
Which they should. I mean, if you're gonna do it, you know, acknowledge that.
Just please don't make a CGI. Don't bring him back from the dead, please.
Yeah, please
don't do it.
My only real note from the trailer was his six pack is like good.
Dude.
I mean, he's in fucking good shape.
He's ripped. What the fuck?
He did not paint those ads on. Those are that looks he looking
no.
Good. That's like that's like sculpted out of a marble statue.
It's funny to think that he played It the Clown as well.
I know, man. He's good actor. He's got range.
Yeah, there you go. The Crow. It'll come out. If I hear it's good, I'll go see it. I'm not super jazzed. It's fine.
Yeah.
But what I am super jazzed about, no, just kidding, is our next trailer. Just dropped. Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver. The sequel to whatever the hell the first part was about. I don't even remember at this point. Oh man, it looks like more of the same. I don't know, man. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it to see if it's better than the first or if it's worse. I don't know. I don't know,
man. I didn't even finish the trailer. I got 10 seconds in. I'm like, oh yeah, it's this again. No, like I've seen enough.
I mean, look, that was the one thing that disappointed me about the first one. It was like, yeah, Zack Snyder movies, they can be written poorly and they can be pretty dumb, but usually the action is kind of cool. There wasn't anything really that cool in the first movie. And like, I'm like slightly disappointed. So like, if they can even just make that leap in this second one, it might be worth it, but I don't know. The one thing I will say that I liked about the trailer, I don't know if you had gotten to that part or if you had given up already. We do get to see, it looks like the robot is finally going to fight, and it looks dope.
That's
so that might be the best part of the movie.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, there's something so off-putting to me about the art style. I don't know what it is. It's like generic, but also uninteresting at the same time. Like,
it's that Netflix CG, man. It just doesn't
it really
look very
is.
good.
It just feels cheap. I don't know. It's just very off-putting to me. But yeah, that's got 10 seconds in. It's like, man, I honestly have no excitement for it. But, watch it, hope for some cool action sequences, I guess.
It's quote unquote free, so just watch at home. There
you go. But I'll just play the drinking game with it. Every time there's a slow-mo scene, drink.
Oh, you're gonna be fucked up.
Yeah. Every time there's a traumatic flashback, drink. Every time there's a line that makes absolutely no sense, drink.
Yeah.
We'll play some fun. We'll make a good drinking game for it.
Yeah. Alrighty, listeners, that is the trailer park, which means that is the news, which means, Devin, it is time to go into our main topic of the week. Shall we do that now?
Let's do it.
All right, but listeners, we're trapped in another fortress. This is a fortress we have yet to be in, and we are not quite in the correct one, but we're in a weird live-action version of it. And we're going to talk about it. It should be interesting, because we're in the fortress of...
Avatar, The Last Airbender.
I will say I do love that they put the same credits.
Yeah. No intro.
Nice touch.
They put in the intro speech. I feel like you should have just left it because they put in the intro speech in real time, and it was kind of weird, but I mean, whatever.
It was weird.
Cool.
It was really
cool homage to it, I guess. Better than nothing.
Yeah, listeners, we're talking about Avatar, The Last Airbender, the Netflix live action series, season 1, I guess. Yeah, I guess so, because they have confirmed they're doing seasons 2 and 3, so they're gonna finish it in theory. All 8 episodes. Real quick, non-spoilers, I guess. I don't know how I feel about this in the sense that, like, as I started it, I was super excited, super jazzed, super hyped. Nostalgia was yanking me along. And then as I continued, I kind of got less and less interested in it. And I was just like, man, why am I just like, I don't think about that show anymore. It's not it wasn't really all that special. And I don't know if that was the CG. I don't know if it was the acting. I don't know if it was just because it wasn't the cartoon. I don't know what. I don't think it's bad. I don't hate it. There's nothing malicious towards it. It came and went, It was, and that's all I kind of felt about it. It was like, it had some cool highs, but like, I don't really feel the need to go back and watch it all that much.
Oh no. Once is enough.
Once
is too much.
Yeah. Like we'll get into it. Like, so I think a lot, I mean, look, like I've said in the past, like it didn't have that high a bar to clear in terms of live action adaptations of this.
True,
property.
Which I think it did.
It definitely is better than the movie. It's definitely better than that movie.
It's better than the movie, and I think it's better than some of the Netflix adaptations. That being said, I think the original, and maybe it suffers from how good the original is because I don't know, but I guess if I can say the same, I think this is bad radio, but I agree with you. I agree 100%. Like, I think it started off strong. I feel like I was feeling good about it after the first 4 episodes. I was like, oh, they made some kind of clever combinations to get more characters in. And then like the final 5 through 8 were just a drag. And I kind of started like kind of seeing through the sets and stuff and kind of just like, man, these lines are cringy. Like the delivery is okay. At what age is a child actor expected to act well? Because basically the entire cast, and some adults included, okay, very bad delivery of their lines. Like, and maybe that's just the writing, but like, I think that for me was the main thing that took me out of the show was like some of the casting decisions and the writing and kind of just some of the line delivery is just so kind of cringy.
The one criticism I had, or at least not the one, I had multiple, but my biggest in terms of acting, I feel so bad because they're a child actor, but the person that plays Katara is just awful,
terrible,
dude. Just zero, just terrible. I'm like, this is the best y'all could find. Nothing at all, dude. Just flat, completely flat.
Sokka also, like, somehow we thought like that was like the main sin from the movie, right? Like that Sokka and Katara have no personality whatsoever. And they still don't. Like
I thought Sokka had a couple moments. Like there was, I can't remember the exact lines. There was like 1 or 2 lines that genuinely made me have like a nice chuckle from Sokka. I was like, oh, that was actually kind of funny. That worked. But like, yeah, majority of the time it's just like, damn, man, this is real lackluster, and just I don't feel anything when they when you
Yeah.
speak.
I mean, I think for him, it looked to me like they casted him for the look more than like his comedic timing and stuff. And I
Right.
think they should have gone the opposite way. Like
Yeah.
go for somebody that looks maybe a little different, but
I
has
agree.
comedic timing and like comedic instincts. And he
Yeah.
just was, and you know, and I think for all of them, I think they might suffer from the writing, because the writing, even for some of the adults, it was like, man, it's tough. Like tough delivery of that line. I think the best was probably Uncle Iroh, but that kind of goes without saying.
Yeah, he's great.
And
He's
Fire
great.
Lord, he was really good.
Man, Daniel Day Kim, he's fucking jacked, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's scary.
Yeah.
I think he's great. But we'll get into it in the spoiler stuff. I do think I hate that they included so much of the Fire Nation in this first season. I feel like they've covered so much that wasn't supposed to be covered until later seasons, and I'm like, I don't know what they're gonna do with those characters now, because I feel like they're done.
Yeah, true.
As far as he goes, I was like, he's scary. He's good.
Very well casted. Yeah, that was
very
probably
much so.
The best one. The one that didn't work for me at all was Azula. I'm not buying that at all. I'm not buying that one.
Nope.
Not for a second.
No.
She looks like a nice person, and I think that's the problem.
Yeah, she doesn't look scary at all.
Like she looks like she should be a superhero, you know, for like a good guy team, but she's supposed to be evil. Man, she ain't evil at all. I can see right through that.
And I don't know if it's the dialogue or the look or just the actor or what, but like to me, they come across as very, and like it's hard because they are playing a child, and so it's like they come off as like just like an angry 13-year-old rather than Azula is a sociopath.
yeah, for real. And she's not like, and she seemed way too normal in this movie. Or I'm sorry, in the show. Like she's way too normal. But yeah, I mean, for all the kids in general, I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, they're child actors, like, you know, voice actors give a lot of personality in a cartoon, you know, and Avatar's like the best, you know, I believe the best, like Nickelodeon show, probably one of the best of our era, of our childhood. Yeah. One of the best stories of all time because of the, you know, what it says, and, you know, how it humanizes everyone and kind of teaches you really good life lessons. So I was trying to give them benefit of the doubt, because it's like, it's hard to compare to the original performances. But at a certain point, it's like, good God, like Aang was so, like, you could tell he was working with like a diction coach or something, because he'd open his mouth so wide for some of his lines, you know?
Right. There were times where like I like his playful. I think he plays the playful stuff really well. I think the serious stuff is where he struggled a bit with.
Yeah, exactly.
So he didn't bother me as much. Just I think most of the time because Katara was always in the same scene. I was like, God damn, this girl's just rough.
Yeah, she was bad, man. She was flat. Her and Sokka just
it was bad.
Recast them again.
Bad.
Do it again.
I feel so. I'm like, man, maybe they'll grow in a couple of years. Maybe they'll I don't know. They'll get some lessons or something. I don't know, man. But I'm just like, y'all need to work on something. Something has to happen.
Yeah. I mean, because like some of them aren't child actors, some of them are like teen actors, and like you should be better than this.
Right. Sokka's in his 20s. You got it. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Let's just get into spoilers before we go any further. So I would say, I mean, look, if you're a fan of the cartoon, I don't know, it's a hit or miss. Watch it for nostalgia. But
I think that's the best thing this show did, was make me go back and watch episodes from the original. I watched like today. I finished it. And then I went back and I was like, for some eye bleach, I literally went back and watched. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to start rewatching season 1. Like, because, you know, it's better, you know, like 20. And to be fair, they did an accelerated timeline, 8 episodes from like 24 or something, 20. But like when you get those 20 episodes, you get some filler, you get some fun moments, you know, you really build the characters. Right. And I do think that the combinations that they made were pretty clever and smart and like worked for the timeline they had, but it also did cut time to do some character building.
But then they included so much stuff from other seasons I know why they did it, because they probably weren't sure they'd get a season 2. So they're like, let's put the Fire Lord and all that shit so that people will get interested and want to see these characters come back. Because if we don't, we might not get them at all. And but to me, I'm like, you should have just trusted that you made a good show without it, because then you could have had all that other stuff and replaced the Fire Nation shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
One thing that I like about it, at least early on, was that I liked how it was showing you. It adapted the story by telling the story, just in, you know, and yes, they combined some things, but still, it was kind of trying to tell the same story. And to their credit, you could see that they really did respect the original material. I think the costume design was like spot on most of the time, to the point where like they were like doing the same like beard styles, which were very fake on people, but like they were so like insistent on like trying to recreate them like from the page.
Yeah, I think to a bit of a fault on some of those. I think towards the end when they were in the Northern Wilder tribe, I was like, damn, these costumes need some dirt rubbed on them or something. They're too clean and too bright. I'm like, this is rub some dirt on that shit or something. It started to look a little cosplay in that towards those last episodes.
That's true,
because they were being so faithful, and like I appreciate it, but I'm like, do a little something. And I also thought Homeboy's I think it's a bald cap and a wig he's wearing. The bigoted waterbender the guitarist has to be. I don't remember, but I was like, yo, his hair looks terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, there were definitely moments where it didn't work. Yeah, and that's the kind of, and that, I think that kind of maybe hurt the performances too, because it takes
you out of it.
It's kind of so cartoony that like, it was kind of hard. And they went for it, like some of the themes were pretty dark. Like some of the things they did were kind of dark, like showing the airbenders get burned alive and stuff. And like, there were some violent scenes. They did a lot of fire death in the show.
Well, listeners, if we didn't know, we're in spoilers. If I didn't say it, I don't remember. We're in spoilers. Just to let y'all know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, dude, that first was in the first episode where Homeboy goes full Anakin Skywalker on all them younglings. I was like, yo,
oh my god, yeah, or like that one.
Wow,
she's like making a tornado and they just burn the tornado, put the tornado on fire. I mean, I'm pretty sure they showed multiple airbenders just getting like flamed. I was like, good Lord. So they were like trying for like a more adult, like a more mature take on it. And then, but then also at the same time, they just didn't jump in fully, I think, to that,
Yeah. I mean, just speaking of the first episode, I kind of liked them going into like things that we had never seen or from the show of like these earthbenders fucking stealing the plans from the Fire Nation, knowing about that they're about to attack, and then it just I thought that was very Star Wars. That was very Rogue One-esque. I was like, this is kind of cool. I kind of like this. This is a pretty decent intro.
Right.
And like, going into the whole the air temple being we actually got to see what happened. I thought that was kind of interesting. You get to see fucking Sozin himself,
Exactly. And I think that was cool. And I think that's what adaptation should do, right? Like, give me something that I was always had questions about, but I never actually got to see, right? And I think in that respect, I was with it for those early 4 episodes. They did a pretty good job with that. And I guess overall, adding stuff in that doesn't necessarily change the original story and answer some of your questions. That's what adaptations should do. I think framing it from Aang's perspective, starting out, with Aang the whole time, and then it jumps to the future after he travels in time. I think that was a kind of cool way to start the show.
No, I did as well. I also liked how, despite all the fire flaming deaths, they didn't go super realistic in the sense that earthbender kind of basically takes a fireball straight to the face, and he's not like instantly dead. Like in the cartoon, like people are like eating fireballs constantly. And so I kind of like that they weren't super realistic with it, and it was still fun. Because I will say, like, choreography wise, pretty good.
Oh yeah. I think some of the fights were some of my favorite parts of the show. Was some of the choreography. I think, and you can tell they put some love into it. But yeah, I think that was one of the pluses for the show was the fight choreography and the fact that every episode had a little bit of action, which was nice. But okay, one other thing that I really did like, I guess, just to go on pros, is I like how he got a message from each of the last avatars. And I don't remember, I think, okay, in the first season, he did talk to Kyoshi. He did talk to Roku. Did he get it? In the original show, did he actually get a chance to talk to, what's his name? Koru? The water?
Something like that. I don't remember, but I don't even remember him talking to Kyoshi in that first season. I thought that was new. But
did he talk to her, or did he just kind of get possessed by her for that one bit?
I don't think that possession ever happened. Did that happen in the show? I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it did at some point.
Did it?
I don't know if it's season 1.
I don't remember that happening in season 1 and
he definitely goes to Kyoshi
I could be wrong.
And like she takes over his body and like
I remember that.
Yeah. Maybe it's season 2.
Okay, maybe no, you might be right. You might be right. I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, and I don't know if he ever had a conversation with the third avatar.
I don't
the water
think so.
And I thought that was a kind of a cool thing, because they're each giving him kind of their take on their experience, right, and kind of the main lesson of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was like a cool thing that maybe it was in like an idea they had for the original and they didn't find a way to fit it in. But I did like that a lot because it like just to give some more context to those characters and so you can see what the order kind of is. And to just see, you know, as the Avatar, you got to do this. As the Avatar, you got to do this. And each one of them, he's kind of be like, no, you know, like power friendship. And they're all like, no to power friendship.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that Kyoshi thing was one of the highlights of the entire season.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty spectacular. It was very cool to watch. I wish we had gotten a little more of Avatar Roku.
Yeah.
I wasn't crazy about that as much. Also, we didn't get to see his cool dragon. Did we? I don't think we did.
No. Yeah, and because I went back and watched the Spirit World episodes from the original, and that's in the original. Mm-hmm. But maybe we'll get to see it because, like, you spent some more time with Roku in season 3. I hope. Because man, the Roku flashback episode is one of the coolest things in Avatar. It's one of the things I still think about from the show. It's like the tragedy of Roku's story, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
But just going back to that real quick in that first episode with the whole Daredevil, one of my gripes was I don't know why they decided to change Aang's like motivation and character in the steps that in the cartoon he leaves because he doesn't want to be the Avatar. He runs away. Mm-hmm. And in this, he's just like, Appa, let's just go on a flight. I need to clear my head. Mm-hmm. And then he crashes. I'm like, why make that weird change? Because then it's like, where does he grow? Right. It's just a weird change that I don't know if it worked for me.
Yeah, and this whole series, the whole season long, he's just like, I'm the Avatar. I should have been there. I should do this. I should do this. He's like very serious about it. Whereas I feel like in the original, he's more just like, oh, I guess I got to do this now. Like, shit. Like, you know, I just kind of want to fuck around and learn some water bending, which is one of the best things about him. Like, you know, as a character, it's just so great how non-serious he is. In this show, he was very like White Knight, you know, like, oh, I got to be the Avatar. Like,
yeah.
I mean, everybody kind of had like a serious time. Like Sokka, like he had a few lines, but like he wasn't really a clown like he was in the show.
No, not at all. But man, Sokka was a chick magnet though. It was a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. Like he's talking to Suki one episode. I feel like 2 episodes later, he's in love with the fucking Water Nation girl. I was like, damn. Yeah. I don't remember it being this fast in the cartoon.
And he looks like a real life cartoon. Like I think that's why they picked him. Like he looks goofy as fuck.
He does.
But
he does. I mean, that haircut is hard to pull off.
True. I mean, he's got a face built for cartoons. That's for sure.
One moment that I did make me laugh, I was like, this works in a cartoon, not as much in live action. Was when Suki, him and Suki are training, and then she walks away from him, and she like bends over a pot of water to wipe the makeup off her face, and she just turns around and it's completely clean. Like she's like got every inch of makeup off her face. I was like, all right, that's hilarious. Okay, that shit made me laugh.
Yeah, set change. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
CG wise, I think Appa and Momo, hit or miss during scenes. Some scenes I thought they looked pretty good. Some scenes I thought they were a little Netflixy, and I was like, Netflixy Witcher. I was like, it's not great, but whatever. It's not that bad. Momo's barely in the shit. Although I'm not gonna lie, when they pulled that shit as if Momo died.
I was like, how did a little lemur push a girl away from a falling rock? That was the dumbest. That was the dumbest thing from that episode. Like, it's like a lemur's gonna push you away. Man, that was dumb as hell.
Oh, so funny.
Oh,
I was like, the tension being that Momo's gonna die.
Yeah, man, that was a
lot of weird creative changes in the finale. Let's just talk about the finale because there's a lot of weird choices made that I don't know why they did.
Yeah, agreed.
That being one of them.
Yeah,
and the second one with Commander Zhao, and how his whole comeuppance. They did the same thing that the M. Night Shyamalan movie did, where in the cartoon, him and Zuko have a fight, and then Aang's water spirit takes him away. And Zuko reaches out to get him, and Zhao, just still being an asshole to his dying breath, refuses to let Zuko help him and save him, and just gets whisked away. And in this one, just like the M. Night Shyamalan movie, he just dies.
Yeah.
They one of the I'm like, why? That's so weird.
And you see him later in Korra. He shows up because he's in the spirit world. He's cursed for eternity, which is pretty cool.
It's a nice little payoff that no one saw coming. And I'm just like, it's just a weird weird choice. I don't know if it's because they didn't want to make Aang a murderer, but I'm like, he's blowing up a lot of
but
ships.
Aang was a vengeful spirit at the time.
I'm like, come on, man. Like, who cares? Like, I don't understand the reason why. Zhao,
Yeah.
it's weird. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, agreed. I didn't love that change. I also didn't love. This might be a hot take, but I think the movie did a better job with the final battle than the show did.
Really?
Because the battle was kind of lackluster.
I mean, I don't think so either. I'd have to go back and watch the movie. I think obviously the biggest change in the movie that I liked obviously is Aang becomes a giant water kaiju. I think that's better than the big wave he possessed in the movie. But yeah, maybe action, maybe like the foot soldier combat.
No, yeah, I'm just talking foot soldier wise.
Yeah,
in the movie, I felt like there was more waterbender on firebender combat, whereas here it's like they get one ship to breach the wall,
right?
And there's like a few guys going in there, very generic action kind of stuff. But in the movie, they actually had some more like it was just a bigger scale. It looked like a bigger scale in the movie to me.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you, but like I don't disagree. I mean, but also, I was like, I wonder if it's because the waterbending didn't look all that great.
True.
Like, I think that is, to me, clearly the least appealing looking effect in the thing. I think the fire and the air and the earth all look pretty damn good. Something about the waterbending still just does not quite work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I think I was just kind of sour by the end of it. Yeah, that I didn't really pay attention to how they.
It was just kind of forgettable, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Especially given how cool it is in the original. Like how many things are going on, and like, you know, UA's sacrifice is pretty cool, and yeah, I don't know. They changed a few minor things to make that kind of weird. So I don't know. I didn't love the final battle. It kind of fell flat for me.
Yeah, I think Aang has some cool airbending moments in there. I think from what I remember, but overall, yeah, it's a little forgettable in terms of everything else in the show.
What speaking of the final battle, what did you think of Zhao's? I think he was good. I think he performed it well. I think he was a good performance, but I didn't love how they changed him to be this kind of ambitious, like nobody that started out low.
Right.
And then, you know, kind of worked his way up, which was, I mean, I guess they gave him something to do. But in the cartoon, I just liked how he was kind of this intimidating commander. And then he had that, he did that, the duel. And I guess they didn't do the duel.
No, they didn't.
That's one of my favorite moments is that duel they do in like, it's like episode 3.
Yeah.
Where Zhao meets them and he challenges him to the fight, and then, you know, Zuko beats him.
Right.
And then he tries to, like, he kicks out and, like, you know, sends one last flame at him. And then Iroh stops it and is like, you know, wow, you're classless, bro. Like, that's a really cool moment because that gets you on Zuko's side a little bit, right?
Yeah.
That early on in the show, you're on Zuko's side for a moment, even though he's the villain.
Yep.
You know, because Avatar does such a good job with that. And I was really kind of disappointed they didn't do that in the show.
Well, they made him so much more just like Weasley, and he's not so much intimidating as he is like conniving and
exactly. And I think he performed the role well. Like he was, you know, you're like, man, this guy sucks.
He did what he was told to do well.
Exactly. I just think changing the character for me, I kind of wish he was that more intimidating, like true evil. You know, because Avatar is really good because there's like people that are villains, like Zuko's the prime example, you know, and then he in his character development, you know, you can root for him even while he's the villain. You can find things that you like about him. Then in Avatar, there's also like just bad people, right? Like they're irredeemably bad. And Zhao is one of those kind of people. And I kind of wish he was just that dick the whole time. Kind of, and like, you know, Fire Lord Ozai. There's like some people it's like, okay, there's no coming back for this guy.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. So a little disappointing in some aspects, but interesting changes. Yeah. Speaking of Zuko, we haven't talked about him really. Fine. I think clearly could do the action more than the actual acting stuff. Like I think he's got the best action choreography on where I'm assuming it's him most of the time. Obviously, there are probably some doubles for a lot of that stuff, but like he pulls it off well. Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought of the child actors, I think he was probably the strongest. Yeah. Other than Suki, but Suki wasn't around enough. But
also, I looked it up. Suki was like 24.
Oh, well, there you go.
So not as childlike as the 14-year-olds or whatever they are.
Yeah, explains a lot. Yeah, I thought Zuko did a pretty good job.
I mean, he pulled off that haircut.
Definitely tried to be a little too angry at times. Which, I mean, Zuko is just an angry person. Like, it's hilarious watching some clips from the show where he just yells, like his first interaction with people is just yell at them. Like, it's so funny. But yeah, I mean, we all love Zuko, but I think there was one moment, I think it's in the final battle, where he like kind of yells in frustration in Zhao's face, and it just
some of it doesn't work.
I didn't really buy it.
Yeah,
it didn't work for me.
Yeah, again, these kids will grow. Well, hopefully, we hope. I liked the blue spirit, him and Aang and the blue spirit escape. I thought that was still pretty cool. Look wise, it still looked great. I liked them skipping across, like basically like pole vaulting, and then just kind of finding their way across. I thought all that was pretty cool. I completely forgot about Bounty Hunter Lady. I was like, oh, who the hell?
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I forgot this is a thing that happened.
Yeah, she like barely had anything to do in this.
Yeah, pretty much. She's like in 2 scenes or whatever. Let's just quickly talk about the rest of these kind of side characters. Jet and his crew, once again, fine, cool. You know, they mishmashed their storylines a bit.
Yeah, I thought the Omashu episode was clever. How they combined a lot of stuff into one, but it also made it kind of jarring. Like they did the secret tunnel and Jet and Boomy, all together, and the inventor people.
Yep.
All together. That's in the Northern Air Temple episode, right? Like right before the end. So they kind of mashed all of that up into one, which was cool because it gave them more to do in Omashu than they did in the first episode. Right. I did like that they threw the band in there for the secret tunnel, even though it was like very forced. Like it was very like just jamming into the plot here. Like, why is this band practicing in these caverns? Oh, good acoustics. Like, all right, whatever. I did like how they changed that to be like, oh, you know, like true love. It was just brother and sister, like, you know, like, oh, I love you, bro. You know what I mean? Like Kasaka and Katara had like
they had a rift
fight. But I did like their change because I think in the original it was like her and Aang, and then they like maybe kiss, you know, right? And I didn't need that. I didn't need any romantic connection. I thought in the final battle she was about to say, "I need you, Aang. I love you." I was like, "Please, don't say it. Like, we don't need that shit. I don't need that."
Yeah.
So they got to be older for that.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I didn't mind it. I thought Boomy was pretty good. I thought Boomy was fun.
Yeah, he was good. They made him like more like vindictive.
A little bit.
He was kind of mean to Aang.
Not quite as playful.
Like more psychotic than playful.
Also, in my head, I was like, I fan casted. I was like, this should have been like maybe Kumail Nanjiani because he could have pulled off ripping the shirt off and just being jacked as fuck.
Oh shit, yo, Kumail Nanjiani would have been perfect. Yeah, he would have made some good lines too.
Yeah, it would have been pretty cool. I bet you they couldn't afford him. But anyways.
Yeah, probably not. They're saving all their budget to make The Rock come in next season as the Boulder. Listen, man, hey, they got the Netflix connection now. Okay, he's doing a lot of stuff with Netflix.
Oh my god, that's a good point.
If it doesn't happen, I'm out. Like I'm out of the show.
That's it. Obviously, they had Cabbage's Man. Love that. That was hilarious. Very funny.
Yep, good homage to Cabbage Man.
Yep. Oh, the spirit world stuff. I thought, for the most part, the creepy centipede spirit looked pretty good and kind of terrifying.
Yeah, it did. It was very creepy.
Yeah.
But when does he's definitely in the Avatar universe at some other point. Is it with Aang or is it even with Katara or with Korra? I just forgot where he was shown before.
I don't remember. I don't know if he's with Korra. He might be because she does a lot of spirit world stuff, but I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, I just remember the face stealer thing, but I don't remember it in season 1.
I remember it in Game of Thrones,
but I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. The face stealers, that's pretty scary concept.
Yeah, I do like. This made me laugh, and I had to go back and double check, and it does. Like, I'm pretty sure happened to say in the cartoon where I was like, "Damn, Aang really just leaves." He just travels miles and miles to the Fire Nation to fucking talk to Roku to be like, help me, help my friends. And then I gotta fly my ass back.
Oh my God. The whole time, it's like the souls are gonna get eaten, bro.
I'm like, there's no way he made it in time.
Yeah, no way.
It's so funny. Somehow that shit works in a cartoon, but live action is just weird.
I think it was better, and it also sent a better message in the cartoon because it was like that panda spirit that was like kidnapping people, and then he just gives it an acorn because it's like we'll regrow, and it's like, oh, okay, send a little bit of a message for like environmental stuff.
Real quick, I'm nearing the end of my notes. The thing that I was talking about with the whole Fire Nation stuff, I wish they didn't talk about, because again, going back to Azula, we basically know her character development at this point, where
Yeah.
Her father treats her like shit. She wants to be the best. Blah 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 blah. He pits his kids against each other. I'm like, that was all shit we learned way later. I'm like, why? What are they gonna do now? Azula's not in that first season at all until them fucking credits.
Yeah, agreed.
And the same thing with the Fire Lord. I'm just like, I feel like I'm knowing too much, unless they're gonna do some more changes.
Seeing him too much
because that was the scary. That's what made him so scary.
Especially when you saw him fight already.
Exactly. That was what made him so scary in the show. Is that he was like Darth Vader. You barely fucking saw him, and when you did, he was terrifying. So it made him that much scarier. Be like, oh fuck, we don't even know what this fucker's capable of.
And the fact that Zuko could have hit him if he wanted to, that really takes away your G status. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
And I'm all for like making a villain not just the evil for the sake of being evil. But I feel like I liked Fire Lord Ozai just being a fucking asshole. Like now they're trying to make him a little softer and like, oh, he's not that terrible. It's like, no, he's trying to rule the world. He's a bad guy.
He's very awful.
We don't need to try to make him good.
Excuse me, what? His name is Daniel Day Kim?
Yeah.
I think maybe just because they had him, they're like, we got to use him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because he was definitely one of the more high-profile castings here.
That's annoying, though.
I agree. I think the Fire Lord should be more mysterious till later. You know, Azula as a true antagonist, but... Yeah. I'm not really intimidated by Azula right now.
I'm not, man.
Or her little squad. Like
they're not. None of them. None of those three. I think the best one, like character-wise, even though they said like maybe 2 lines, was Ty Lee. I was like, okay, they might work. We'll see what happens. But the other two, her and what's the other one's name? I can't remember. May. Yeah. Did not work for me really.
Nope. Yeah, some of the casting went very, very awry.
Yeah.
Choices were made.
Again, hopefully she will. I need her to be scarier, and I need her to do some fucking lightning, man. I need some lightning.
But that's like when they did the scene where she shows him lightning, I'm like, I'm just not buying this.
No.
I don't know what it is. It's just not.
I think it's just her face. No offense to the actress. She just looks like an innocent child. She doesn't look that intimidating.
She really does.
She doesn't look scary.
Eyes, she has kind eyes.
Yeah. I was like, you don't look scary to me.
It's weird because, for some of the castings, they went more for a look, like Sokka, right? But then for her, they didn't.
But she also doesn't quite act like Azula either. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, agreed.
But, we'll see. They also, obviously, they explained the Sozin's comet is coming. We know. It's coming. Thank you for explaining that to us, so we know.
Did anybody tell that to Aang? Is he aware? Did Roku tell him that? I don't think Roku told him that.
No, he probably should have mentioned that. He should have mentioned that.
Roku was talking about like Avatar stuff.
Also, Aang didn't learn the waterbend.
Oh my God! Yes,
he didn't learn to
leave.
He didn't learn the waterbend.
They leave and they just like anoint Katara as a master. I'm like, what? Katara ain't a master. She had a lot to learn up there.
The whole process of each book is he learns the new element. He didn't learn the waterbend.
Oh my God, dude, that was so lame.
I couldn't believe it.
Do a flash forward or something, like.
Yeah,
because they definitely had a few lines where it's like, okay, a lot of time has passed in between some of these episodes, but like, they just didn't teach him waterbending, and then like, Katara's going to teach you everything. And also, were they? I don't remember, but were they that sexist in the original? Because that was weird.
Yeah,
they were?
I'm pretty sure that. Yeah.
Okay. Because I do remember Katara had to like.
She definitely had to duel him and fight him.
That's right, but she had to like fight for her right to train.
Yeah,
up there.
I'm pretty sure they were.
But then I don't know. She just goes straight from like, oh, I'm a novice and I need some help to like, okay, I guess I'm a master now. Like,
yeah, we'll see how it all goes. I just need them to be better.
I just need him. Okay, when season 2 starts, I need him to know waterbending. So if they just say some time has passed,
they might.
Yeah, waterbending. Okay.
I think that was my last little thing about it. I think that's because I wrote down the question when I finished the show. It says, "What's missing from this adaptation?" And I think it's like, as much love as they put into so much of it, I think there's just there's not quite enough heart. I think, and that might just be the writing or the performances of these kids. I don't know, but it's just missing a little something to make it special. It's not quite special enough.
I agree. Thinking about it, right? Like the guy who directed like Home Alone and the first 2 Harry Potter movies, I think somebody like him or somebody like him would have been great for this.
Right.
Because you can very clearly see somebody who's not good at working with, like, if you're good at working with kids, you can really get them to act.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think that's a true skill, right?
Yeah.
And
not everyone has that skill.
Here, whoever was directing and writing this did not have that, right? Like they did not have that skill. So yeah, I don't know, something that they definitely should have thought about. But that for me was the main disconnect of like in the show, I believe that they're kids and they do act like kids, but they also have more time to show you that. But in the show here, it's just like it suffers from A, you look goofy as fuck in real life, and B, this writing is like pretty stiff.
Hopefully they'll learn some lessons for seasons 2 and 3, you know.
But like honestly, like the original is so good. It's like now I just want to go back and watch the original.
I know.
Like you're never gonna get as good as that, and mainly because they can do so many more cool things. Like for however many cool choreographed fights there were in this, I could count on like, I mean, both hands. How many? I could count on many fingers. How many cooler fights there are in the cartoon. Like there's every episode there's something really, really cool.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's really tough to do in real life, you know, but
it is.
They did a pretty good job, but it's just never going to be the cartoon for me.
No, I agree. It's tough to pull off. But look, not a horrible first at bat with this. We'll see what season 2 looks like, you know. They got to tackle some big stuff coming up, some big emotional stuff. I'm excited to see it. We'll see, you know.
Last positive note that I want to throw in that I did like. This is a positive for the show. The funeral of Iroh's son scene.
Oh, that was fucking good. That was really good.
That was a great thing to add. That's what adaptation should do, right? Like you never saw this moment, but now it makes sense why.
Yeah.
You know, he felt more attached to Zuko, and like it's just this nice, really heartfelt moment that you didn't get to see in the original. That is great for me. Great thing to add for the adaptation. Perfect. Please more of that.
Yeah, please. Iroh's still a war criminal, but that's okay. But we love him. All right, man. That is it for me. Is that it for you with this Avatar Season 1 Last Airbender stuff?
Yeah. Would we call it mid? Did it make above mid?
I don't know if it made it above mid. It started off above mid, and then it slowly worked its way back down a little.
For me, it's not a meh. It's more of a
Yeah.
More of a up, you know?
Yeah. I'm not mad I watched it. So that's not, you know.
You can have it on while you're on TikTok on your phone.
Yeah, it's definitely a background show, sadly. I wish it wasn't, but it kind of is.
When main Avatar cartoon comes on, my phone is down.
Oh yeah.
This show.
Oh yeah, give me that.
I might be scrolling through some Instagram.
All right, man. Shall we then wrap it up and move into our final topic of the week, segment of the week?
Let's do it.
Devin, and that segment is called Free for All, title pending. This is a segment, listeners, we can do whatever we want. We can talk about our day, talk about life, rant, fight, run away, nap. It's free for all. I can very quickly go first because much like last week, I'm just continuing, Devin. I'll let you know. Last week, what did I say? I was playing Final Fantasy. I'm continuing to play Final Fantasy. It's the only thing I'm doing with my time when I'm not busy doing anything. I think I was at a little over 30 hours last time I updated you guys. There's a reason I'm under the weather and sleep deprived. It's because I'm not sleeping, Devin. I just cracked 70 hours in this game.
Oh my God.
I don't know how, but I did. I don't know how I managed to do everything and still play 30 hours of this game this week. But it was great. I'm loving it still. I'm having a ball. I think I'm in chapter 9. Again, I still don't know how many chapters there are. I don't know how far I am into this game. I don't know. It could be another 70 hours. I genuinely do not know. But I'm still having a great time with it. I just got Yuffie. I don't know if you even know who Yuffie is, so that's fine. But I got Yuffie. She's fun. She's great.
Okay.
I passed the swimsuit section, which everyone has been memeing, talking about because Tifa, she got boobs, so they put her in a swimsuit. And people freaked out. But yeah, no, it's still a great game. It's still so much fun. I'm loving it.
Cool.
And shout out to God of War Ragnarok as usual. What you got for us, Devin?
Man, not much. I think I was spending my time catching up on this, but I guess I can say I was up at my hometown for a baby shower this weekend, and
very nice.
The stars aligned for me to see Dune 2 with my dad, and that was very cool.
Oh shit, nice.
Yeah.
What do you think?
For the second time, he's always like a big yeah, it's okay, like afterwards, but I think he liked it. I think he was very much a fan of it.
Did he read the book? Was he familiar with it?
Oh, yeah. He read the book, and he showed me when I was younger. We actually watched the 1985 one or the 1984 one.
Oh, yeah.
The David Lawrence one, which was pretty thought-provoking for me at the time because when I was young, I was like, wait, the good guy's lost in the middle? Like, what the heck? And I definitely took all of the wrong messages from it the first, like when I was that young, because I was like, they beat the Harkonnens, it's great. Like,
right.
But to be fair, that movie does kind of like definitely does not make Paul Atreides look like a bad guy that much. So
right,
I think the new one did a much better job with that. But yeah, I mean, I think he really enjoyed it.
I think your dad's got the right take. It's okay. It's okay. He's on the right side of history. It's okay. It's an okay movie.
Oh,
it's
my
pretty
God.
good.
Wait, okay. I noticed something here because I thought, okay, so I saw it the first time in IMAX, right? And the second time I just saw it on like a regular screen. Did you notice this when you saw it? Like, did it feel like they cranked up the volume like way over what they usually do for other movies? Because it was loud as fuck a few times. Like,
I don't know. It was really fucking loud in the theater.
Yeah, like I don't know, maybe that was just a movie choice, but it feels like they're like, whatever your max is, we want you to put in about 20 more speakers.
Yeah, it was definitely loud as shit.
Like, there's a few scenes where I was like, I gotta take, like, I just had to cover my ear because I only got one, so you gotta protect it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty cool though. But yeah, so I don't know. Saw Dune 2 again, and probably the last time in theaters.
Nice. No, that's cool, man. If you're gonna see a movie in theaters, go fucking see that movie. That movie you should don't watch that at home. It's not gonna be as good.
Yeah, not a stay-at-home movie.
That's pretty sick though. Nice man.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then, listeners. That is the show. You can email us at thefortress7@gmail.com. Fortress, but F-O-U-R. Feel free to email us any feedback, questions, recommendations, or anything like that. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and the YouTube channel at The Fortress of. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your grandma, tell your cat. Rate, review, and recommend us like the 3 Bollywood R's are to everyone and anyone you know. Thank you to Jackie for helping edit the podcast every week. Thank you, Brian, for the art, Alex for the music, and thank you, Devin, for being here, man, even when you're not here. You can find Brian on Instagram at ITZ_, by the way. Alex at Peterson Films, and Devin, find him.
When did we stop making fun of my handle? Is it when I actually figured out what it was?
Yeah, Oh, yeah. I don't remember.
And it is.
Nope. We're kind of... All right, that's the end of the show, listeners. Next week, I don't know, maybe Halo Season 2? It depends if we all catch up and watch it in time. I'm pretty sure Devin's watched the most out of all of us, and you've watched how much, Devin?
Like an episode and a half, and I've been mad as hell the whole time. Like...
So maybe Halo, listeners.
Full context, we got about 5 minutes in the first one, and I started sighing, I guess, and like just kind of fidgeting, and my girlfriend's like, I'm not gonna watch this if it's gonna be like this the whole time. But it is gonna be what it's like the whole time. So
you need to watch this alone
really
in a box in a soundproof room.
Oh God, I'm just gonna go full Rush Limbaugh. I'm gonna go full Rush Limbaugh on the show.
Oh Jesus! never go full. So maybe that, listeners. Look forward to that. We'll see. But as usual, happy holidays and put a coat on. It's cold out there. Yeah. It is cold. It was 70 degrees like yesterday, and it was fucking windy and cold as shit. I need spring. I'm over sickness.
Oh man,
I hate it.
I can't relate. It was absolutely perfect this week.
Yeah, fuck off.
Can't relate.
All right, listeners. As usual, you will see us here next week in another episode in the Fortress of...
I'm so mad thinking about how I'm going to have to watch Halo. God, it's going to be like... How many hours of my life is this going to be? 10? 10 hours. I hope it's 8.